Hey guys, long time no see. Welcome back to Keeping Up with V. Definitely has been some time since I made a video, and I think I've said this before, but I'm really sorry to kind of leave you guys hanging, but it's just been kind of an awkward kind of sit and wait kind of moment happening right now. But I did want to give you guys an update just because I've been getting messages like, hey, where you at? When are you going to make another video? So I just wanted to kind of come on here and tell you guys my plans for like the next couple of videos. And I promise I'm going to do my best to make more videos. So since we last spoke, or my last video, I went over my biopsy results with you guys and just speaking with the nutritionist, kind of changing everything that was happening with my eating and vitamins that I was taking. And a lot of you guys have kind of reached out and asked me what vitamins I'm taking, and that's kind of where I'm rolling into the next couple of episodes. I wanted to just kind of update you guys on this one, and then I'm going to do kind of like a 3-series event where I'm going to first talk about the vitamins and kind of go in depth about why I'm taking that vitamin, how it's helping me, and kind of give you some background as to the research that's been done to prove that it helps someone with PCOS. And I'm not just pulling this stuff out of my ass, guys, excuse the language, but I'm not. This is actually information in which the nutritionist gave me that I spoke to you guys about, that I went to go see recently. And currently I think I'm taking about 5 or 6 of them, including the Ovasitol, and that's not including the actual medication that's prescribed to me for PCOS or my thyroid, which is from PCOS. But I do have the vitamins here with me. Like I said, next time I'll go in depth as far as what I take, as to what dosage, how many times, all that good stuff. So if you want that information, definitely check out my next video, and I'll do that for you guys. And then the second one that I want to do is just kind of how I've changed my eating since I've been doing the research that I told you guys about. There's always a lot of controversy or debate, if you want to, about what someone with PCOS should be eating. Should we eat dairy? Should we eat carbs? How many carbs should we eat? Because unfortunately, we're not a typical average person who can eat on a nutrition-based or nutritional recommended diet. I'm trying to grab my words together, guys, sorry. But I just want to give you guys information that's helping me. It doesn't necessarily have to be what helps you. Of course, everything here is about me. So I want to update you guys just how I've changed my eating, what I've been doing to help lose more weight, which I've lost about another 8 pounds. Go me. It hasn't been easy, still working out, and because of that, I want to talk about on my last video that I'm going to do kind of what I do to work out. I'm going to try my best and educate myself more on editing these videos, because unfortunately this has been the background the whole time I've done my videos. So I want to take you guys along with me, not necessarily make this a vlog or come along with me type of situation, but just in that type of scenario of a video, I want to show you guys what I'm doing at the gym. And by no means am I an expert. Really, the things I do at the gym are just kind of in the moment, actually, like what I feel like doing. Like anybody else, my gym efforts really depend on the mood that I'm in. If I'm in a shit mood and I'm dragging myself to the gym, it's kind of like, okay, get there and motivate myself. And usually 9 times out of 10, I have a really great workout. But I'm weird, guys. Like if I don't have really good music to push me, I kind of just am like blah. So yeah, that video hopefully will be a little bit more exciting and in-depth as far as what I do, how often, the importance of rest days. You know, again, I'm not an expert, but I have learned along the way just what works for my body, and hopefully that will give you guys a little insight to what might help you. But as far as this video, I again just wanted to kind of give you guys an update as to what's been going on. So since really the last time, it's been a journey of being cancer free and my body kind of, I would assume, adjusting to my IUD. And I've told you guys about this before. I have an IUD, I have a Mirena with the progesterone, and that was a form of treatment for the cancer. Take this as you will. I've never ever wanted to put a foreign piece of plastic in my uterus that would sit there for 5 years. Now, if that is your cup of tea, then by no means do you, boo-boo. But for me, it's never been something that I felt okay with. The whole idea of putting a piece of plastic in your uterus that releases hormones, which are needed, of course, but somehow keep you from getting pregnant, and it can last for 5 years. Oh, and on top of that, it stops your cycles, but yet I haven't had a cycle in how long, and I got cancer. So again, the numbers just don't add up for me. And literally, it felt like the moment that I was cancer free, it almost hit instantly the symptoms, if you want to say, of just irritability or frustration, constant feeling of my body as if I was going to start my cycle. And all you ladies know what that's like. Guys, if you're watching, I'm sorry, you don't know, but a little explanation. Extreme bloating, uncomfortable bloating to the point of sitting on a heating pad for hours at night because it was just so uncomfortable, as if I've eaten a whole meal and I can't find any sort of comfort. My back just, you know, up here in my shoulder region, my lower back region, just throbbing of pain. My mood swings were ridiculous. I mean, we're females, it happens, but I would just get so frustrated so easily because of the fact that I was uncomfortable. I felt no relief for probably a good 4 weeks. And I'm not over exaggerating. Of course, there were some other things, body wise, if you will, that were causing some sort of questioning within myself. I've never had an IUD before, so I'm sorry if TMI, but the spotting, certain other things that were happening, I just was not comfortable with. Like, I didn't understand the constant spotting. And I know that someone can have an IUD and spot, but it wasn't just spotting. Again, I'm sorry guys, if you don't want to hear this, you can please turn the video off, but I'll try to refrain from going too far into details. But again, there was just so much, literally days where I would cry because I was so frustrated, things that were just not within my control. I popped Midol like crazy because it was the only kind of relief that I would get that would allow me to kind of relax. I remember one day coming home from the gym and I just flopped myself on the couch and cried like a baby. And the ironic part of it was I'm asking myself, like, why are you crying? You're crazy right now. But all of that led to me reaching out to one of the gynecologists that's at the women's center that I go to, and finally got an appointment. Was able to go see her, but unfortunately these people are really fighting against me to have my IUD removed, which of course, because of my frustration and then their lack of willing to work with me, caused more frustration. And basically they did an exam, a pap smear. I had to allow or let the gynecologist know that I had a pap smear every time I was examined by my first oncologist, because she was assuming that I hadn't had one in years, which is by far from the truth. But we did a pap smear, and I was really frightened at first because she told me that there was abnormal cells that were found inside my uterus, which for someone like me that has just been dealing with cancer for 1.5 years, the idea of abnormal cells just really raised a flag for me, and I felt very uncomfortable just kind of like spiked my anxiety. Like, what does this mean? What's happening with my body? And she kind of explained in depth as far as it's normal with someone who could be transitioning from a cancer treatment, such as I was, or someone who was taking the Megace, which is what I was taking for my cancer. So because of that, she kind of went far outfield and said something about some sort of diagnosis, which I don't even know the word, but that it could be causing the bloating and the cramping. But she went into details as far as if that were the case, I would be in excruciating pain and I wouldn't have been able to do the exam in which we did the pap smear. So I was really unsure, like, are we just kind of pulling strings here and trying to explain what's happening rather than really thinking that it's simply the IUD and that it needs to be taken out? So I was given antibiotics. I had to take antibiotics for 10 days. We did an ultrasound because they had a fear that after my MRI that it could have been mislodged, which is another whole fear in having this stupid thing in your uterus. The fact that it can go places that it does not want to go, that was really frightening. I went that day and literally had the ultrasound the following day just because they were worried that it could be somewhere that it should not be. Thankfully, from the ultrasound, we found out that it was in the right place, but as I've mentioned before, my cervix just sits high and they're not able to see it in a normal exam. So I really didn't want this whole video to be about my IUD, but really it has been kind of the thorn in my side since the last video. It has been such an issue for me, and I don't really want you guys to think negatively on the Mirena, because I've had other females tell me that they absolutely love theirs, and kudos to you if it works. I've had time since then to kind of readjust. I'm assuming maybe my body is just really going through a lot, as my gynecologist has mentioned that, you know, my body is trying to adjust. I am taking Ovasitol. I have started taking a lot of multivitamins. So I understand that my body's going through a lot, but at what cost am I supposed to sit here and be miserable because of a piece of plastic that has no purpose for me right now? And that's kind of my thing too. It has to come out if I want to try to have a child. Why are we trying to keep it in longer? And unfortunately, we've gone back and forth many times, and we've decided, I finished the antibiotics about a week and a half ago, and the doctor or the gynecologist asked me to give myself and my body 2 weeks to kind of adjust again with those antibiotics. And if I still wanted the IUD removed, that we could do that, but I would unfortunately have to be placed back on the Megace, which was the cancer medication. So I'm just feeling some sort of way, guys, because I've worked so hard over these last couple of weeks to eat better, work out, lose weight, and the Megace is what was making me gain weight. It was really the Megace, and I'm pretty confident it was the IUD, because for the first couple of weeks with just my IUD, I was not moving whatsoever with weight. I was cutting back extreme amounts, caloric count wise. I was working out, I mean, burning at least 1,200, 1,300 calories within my workout, and nothing was happening. I would get on the scale and not even like a point would move, guys. So I've heard a lot of things, and I've also done a lot of research to show that females are not losing weight on the Mirena. So it's just been a really overwhelming factor in my life, and I've decided that I'm definitely gonna get it removed. I need to actually contact her, and we're going to schedule that appointment to have it removed. But if you guys have had, you know, issues with your Mirena or even positive things, definitely leave me some feedback below, because I'm really interested as far as everybody's experience. You know, I've spoken to friends and some of them have had great experiences, but I'm just curious, are there other people such as myself who've had these issues, or not necessarily with the cancer, but maybe have had issues just with the Mirena itself, because I feel like this thing has driven me crazy and I cannot wait to have it removed. But on a good note, I have finally scheduled my appointment with my fertility doctor for April 5th. So I am counting down the days until I can go meet her. I'm super, super excited. Like I've said, guys, I've taken everything into my hands and I've tried my hardest to change the things in my control, which are my weight, my diet, managing my PCOS, and just making myself a priority, because before I just really did not do that for myself. So I'm excited to speak with her, only because she's a PCOS specialist. She's a reproductive endocrinologist, and she seems very knowledgeable upon doing research on her. So actually my oncologist was a patient of hers due to her infertility, and she was highly recommended. So that is why I waited so long specifically to see her. Of course, there were other doctors that I could see at the center, but I refused, and I really want to see her only because I feel that's in my plan to meet her. So like I said, waiting patiently till April 5th, but I'm so sorry this video is so long. I really didn't want to make it this long, but I wanted to let you guys know what's going on. Just kind of have an open talk, an open discussion about this issue. As I said, stay tuned, because I definitely want to make these next couple of videos for you guys and just share some information that I've received from other people, from research, and kind of get on a better page with our PCOS and not be ashamed to talk about it, because I think a lot of people in which I've spoken to, they're kind of ashamed that they have PCOS. And unfortunately, I think that is why it sits on the back burner with doctors and educators and patients themselves, because they feel ashamed. And I totally get it. Believe me, I've had my moments of sadness where I feel, why me? Why am I the person who is not capable of doing what a woman should do, which is have a child? And why, I've asked myself a million times these questions, and through faith and through strength of myself, I know that this is not the end of me, and it's not the end of you. You are here and you're trying to learn about yourself, and you're trying to learn about your PCOS, which is a great, great thing. And I'm hoping that I can give you some sort of knowledge that will help you get to a better place as I am. And we can do this together. And that's why I'm here, guys. So please, if you have questions, have comments, have information to share, anything, link me below, or comment below, link me in anything, any information that you found that could be very informative. I'm always willing to learn about things, especially PCOS, because this is something I'm going to have for the rest of my life, and I need to get a better hold of it, as do you. So again, guys, so sorry for the rambling, but definitely keep tuned in for the next couple of videos. But until next time, thank you guys for watching.